Hey, we should just be happy that we're not in the downpour.
Yeah. Okay, we're gone. We're gone.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Goffstown High School. My name is Scott Gross, and I'm joined today by Broden McCune as the Goffstown Grizzlies take on the Hawks of Keene High School. And Broden, man, it's pretty miserable out there, isn't it?
It is gross. I cannot feel my feet, and I've been here for about 45 minutes.
Yeah, so it's probably game time here. We're looking at about a temperature of 38 degrees, and it's a steady rain. This game was pushed up. It was originally scheduled for 1:30, but it was scheduled. They brought it back a couple of hours simply because the weather is going to get even worse in terms of the wind. So right now, it's a steady rain, but there's almost no wind. But again, later on in the afternoon, they're predicting 30, perhaps even more mile-per-hour wind. So
we're probably going to end around 1:30 instead of starting around 1:30.
Yeah, and it's also senior day here at Goffstown High School, so not a great way for the seniors to have to kind of go out. It's where at halftime they're going to recognize the graduating seniors and their parents. So again,
somebody normally takes pictures of that, so hopefully their camera's all
right.
Yeah,
you always hope for at least a sunny day, but this is so we'll see how the field conditions evolve over the course of the game. I walked the field earlier. There are some soggy spots, but by and large, it's kind of holding up okay.
This field is known for not being too great because we play soccer, field hockey, and football.
But it does drain pretty well. So Keene has won the toss, and they're going to defer. So they will kick off to Goffstown, and Keene is coming in with a 1-7 record.
Yep.
Goffstown is coming in with a 5-3 record. They lost their first 3 games of the season, as many of you know, and then they've peeled off 5 straight wins. It looks like because of a central loss last night to Nashua South, that regardless of the outcome of today's game, Goffstown will be headed to Bedford next Saturday, to play in a first-round game. And I'll tell you, I went to the Bedford game last night, Broden, and they look real tough.
Yep.
They look we played them earlier in the year in Bedford and did not fare too well. And I watched them against Merrimack, who came in with a 7-1 record, and they pretty much destroyed them. It was a rough game to watch.
So I think the biggest question here coming into this game is Charlie Keith playing? And we have our razzle-dazzle kick set up, and Putnam is sitting there like he has for the last couple of games. So we won't see Charlie on kickoffs, most likely.
I don't know if you'll see Charlie at all. I'm told that
he was suited up.
He's dressed, and probably dressed because it's senior day, but don't look for him to play with a sore knee, especially given the circumstances of the weather and the game itself.
That is true. The last time we played in this type of weather, he was injured.
Exactly. So Keene is set to kick off any second now. And number 7 is back for Goffstown. That's Ben Dodge. It's a squib kick.
Can't get a hold on it.
Wet ball.
That's Hager. Oh, no, that's not Hager. That would be Brad Baxter.
That's Brad Baxter.
Yep.
And he brings it out to about the 35-yard line. So, Broden, anytime it's raining like this, you're going to see a couple of things. You'll probably see a lot of running.
Yep.
But it's also a situation where the ball is super wet, and you will probably see quite a bit of fumbles. So whatever team can hold on to the ball will probably prevail today.
So Jared Hinault was taking most of the snaps in pregame, and it looks like he's coming out here.
Yeah, so Hinault will be the quarterback for Goffstown. You've got Dodge and Heidenreich at the lower part of your screen.
And Leahy at the top.
And there's a fumble on the snap.
Right away.
And that's recovered by Goffstown.
Stinnett did a really good job of just jumping on that ball.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's coming down pretty good here, and the ball is super wet. So that was a loss of 2 yards. Oh, that's a snap over Hinault's head. That could be trouble, too, and he jumps on it. So this is a real sloppy start, Broden.
This is probably the worst-case scenario right now.
Yeah, and this could be, kind of foretelling, telling what the future is going to hold here. So
I think this is going to sound weird, but as they come back from a break, whether it's halftime or the first quarter or something, you're going to see a lot more gloves on these players.
Yeah.
Because Leahy, Dodge, and Hinault all don't have gloves on, and it's just coming down hard.
Yeah, and interestingly enough, you have a lot of your linemen who are wearing gloves.
Yeah. The center, Belanger, is not.
And that's a pooch kick on third down.
On third.
Very, very strange. And that'll be down by Goffstown at the 34-yard line. So very, very unusual.
I think they just wanted to reset there. He walked over to Coach over there and said, I don't know what we're doing at the moment. And that's what I got from
Really?
that.
Okay.
And they just said, all right, well, we need to reset. Think about this. Hopefully, if the defense could force a turnover here.
I've never seen that. I've watched a lot of games here at Goffstown High School. I've never seen the team punt on third down. But, I have to say that I kind of like that move.
It was smart. It gives them a chance to reset and figure out what's going on. Oh, that looked like a false start from Keene.
That'll be a false start. So this is just – I don't know if you can get a sloppier first 4 plays of a football game. And I should forewarn the audience, we do have the Keene roster, but similar, right, to some other team, they gave it to us in a different order. So it's going to be a little challenging for us. We don't know who's playing what position, right? It's kind of crazy.
I can't even find 6 on here.
Yeah.
Is that the number of the quarterback? I believe that's the number of the quarterback.
Yeah, I'm trying
6. I can't find him.
It's a high snap. It's a run up the middle, and he's going to pick up about 5 yards on that play, and that was number 81, and we'll try to figure out who that is. Matt Jankowski, who's the running back.
So I noticed something in pregame. This is just going to sound weird, but their running back is wearing 81, and their receivers are wearing 20s, which is not normal.
Goffstown defensively, you're seeing some players, Sabalkin, who usually does not start for varsity, is that corner.
That's a senior, so that's probably for a senior morning, I guess you could say. You also see Jay Silvestri out there, Cam Kozak.
And that is a short run for a couple of yards, and that'll be a third down and about 8 yards to go. So it's really difficult for us to broadcast a game when we're given a roster and there's no number 6 on the roster, and that happens to be the quarterback.
Yeah.
And he rolls out, and he's probably going to get ripped down, and
that's
does.
Juno. Wow. He just tossed him down there.
Yeah, so that was a great play by Josh Juno, and I think Goffstown is going to be content here. That was a smart play, by the way, punting it away. Because that'll bring up 4th down. Can you imagine, Broden? I mean, it's going to be tough enough just to hold on to the ball, but if you're the punter, you have to get a good snap, you have to catch the ball, and then with all this rain, you got to kick it.
Our cheerleaders on the Goffstown sideline are actually in ponchos, classic ponchos at the moment. That just shows you how hard it's coming down.
Yeah, so Ben Dodge is the lone returner for Goffstown, number 7. He's positioned at the 50-yard line, and Keene awaits the snap for the punt. See if they bring pressure here. They do.
A little high.
And you stay away from that one.
Don't touch it.
Yeah.
Do not touch that.
And that's a fairly decent punt. It stops dead in its tracks at the 49-yard line of Goffstown. So, Broden, what do you think Goffstown needs to do on offense to get going?
I think just getting some good snaps. That's where it's all got to start. And then handing the ball off cleanly. We're putting a lot of wide receivers out, which is odd because of the rain, and I feel like we could go with a heavier set with possibly more linemen and substitute some wide receivers out.
So Juno is in the backfield along with Hinault, and Hinault keeps it, and he scampers for about a 4 or 5 yard gain over the left tackle.
Looks about
and
4 yards.
Jankowski with the tackle. And Goffstown is in their traditional hurry-up type offense.
I will say, Keene has some big bodies out there.
Handoff to Juno up the middle, and he goes north-south, and he could break free here, and he's going to the sideline. And he was one tackle to beat, and he does.
Wow.
That'll be a touchdown for Josh Juno.
Play.
What a play. So Broden, on that situation there, he just ran right up the middle, and a lot of missed tackles by Keene.
Let him just slip and slide right off. That water is just going to let you, it's going to get you your uniform wet, and it's just going to let the tackler slide right off of you.
Yeah, these are weather conditions that are pretty horrible, to say the least. And
they're going for 2.
Yeah, and I think these are smart moves to go for 2 simply because of the field conditions.
Gibson was out here earlier trying to warm up with field goals, and he's a good kicker. It's just he wasn't getting a good grip on the ball, and that's going to be good for the 2-point. So it's going to be 8-0 with 8 minutes and 4 seconds left in the first.
So that was a good move by the Grizzlies. They struggled on their first possession. It was a bad snap. They lost a few yards there. And then it was another bad snap. So they decided on 3rd down and 20 to pretty much punt the ball and start off on defense. And they stopped the Keene Hawks in their tracks deep in their own territory, got the ball back at the 49-yard line, and in a few plays, Juno scampered for about a 44-yard touchdown run.
I'd say so, yeah. So we've got 11 and 5 back deep to return. That's going to be, I got to find it here.
That's Cal Salt is number 5.
Okay. And 11 is Gabriel Fletcher.
Okay. You got to wonder, like, what people are thinking when you know. It's one thing if you put the your roster in alphabetical order. Maybe I'll give you that one, right?
Yeah.
But to put it in class order is just.
We've had like 2 or 3 teams do that now. Oh, that one's gonna bounce.
That'll be went out of bounds. So that'll be a flag, which means they'll get the ball the 30 or 35-yard line, or they can ask Goffstown to re-kick it. So let's see what they do. If I'm Keene, I just say I'll take the ball because the weather conditions are tough. You know, the other thing, Broden, in this type of weather, we talked about this before, you have to worry about injuries here because the field is soft. You can lose your footing. You're susceptible to ankle sprains and knee injuries on these types of field conditions.
So number 6 is going to be Tucker Brown.
Okay.
He's not on there. But Max Preps has the roster in numerical order.
Oh.
So our great director, Adam,
that's a handoff up the middle, stopped by Cuddy, number 78, for almost no gain. So it looks like Jankowski is not only the running back, the linebacker, he's like kind of their all-purpose athlete for Keene. Up front for Goffstown, you're going to see Josh Picard playing nose. And Fragos, number 54, will be playing the right end, and Cuddy on the left end. Sabolkin continues to play cornerback number 27 on the near side of the field. Keene with a single setback and high snap, and he throws it.
You're gonna throw
and a great throw and catch by Keene, and that was received by
Taylor
number
Latorno.
Taylor Latorno.
Latorno. It's very French last name.
So I thought they picked up a first down, but they're a yard short. But I like that play. It was a short pass.
Goffstown wasn't expecting it.
Yeah.
Goffstown's expecting the run game to come out here. And, by the way, Tucker Brown is a sophomore.
Okay.
So we're seeing 2 sophomore quarterbacks.
High snap up the middle, and he gets stuffed quickly by number 34. That was
Brad Baxter.
That was Brad Baxter, who was in there first, cleaned up by Fragos. And will they go for it here?
They will.
I think you do. When you're coming into a season, you're 1-7, and you got the ball at the 42 with the 4th and 3. I think you got to go for it.
And that pass play that they just ran worked perfectly.
Yeah. So Tucker.
I think they run a quick slant play on this one.
So Brown got a play from from the coach in the sideline. Let's see what they do.
Okay, so they only have they have 3 wideouts.
They have to be very careful of the time here.
Oh no, only 1 wideout. So
And
I'm gonna guess they're gonna.
They're going to get a delay
here.
of game if they don't snap this ball quick, and
Yep,
it's going to be a
there it
delay of
is.
game. And that is going to maybe change what they want to do, and that's just almost inexcusable, Broden.
Oh no, it was a timeout.
Oh, they called it. Okay, the coach called a timeout because it would have expired. Once the back judge puts up his hand, his arm, they got about 5 seconds,
Yep.
and because there is no clock in most of high school football,
They're just trying to get the play off because
Yeah.
then you could just sit on the ball for an entire quarter, essentially.
Yeah.
If they didn't have that.
Oh yeah, yeah. So it's a steady rain here at Goffstown High School, and for those of you who are watching this live at home, I wish I was with you.
Yeah.
It's probably nice and warm. You're sipping a hot coffee right now.
I could go for a hot chocolate with some marshmallows.
Yeah, well, maybe you can go to the concession stand at halftime, Broden.
I
So
don't
here we
have
go. It's a
money on
4th
me.
down and 3 for Keene. Goffstown looks like they're going to blitz, and they do. And they're going to
Oh.
stuff the running back and tackle by
34, that's
Baxter.
Baxter again. Just got right up there.
So Jankowski took the handoff from Brown, but he was quickly wrapped up by Baxter for a loss of about 4 yards. So Goffstown will take over on downs at the 37-yard line.
So Baxter has about 4 or 5 tackles already today.
Yeah, he's he has really developed into a really solid linebacker for Goffstown. And like we talked about, Goffstown started off the season 0-3, and if you ask most people, what do you think would happen? I don't think most of them would have predicted this, where they are poised to be in the playoffs, one of the top 4 teams in their divisions. And that's number 33, Stinnett, and he goes up the middle,
Wow.
and he gains probably a good 12, 13 yards down to about the 26-yard line, I'm thinking. And that's a first down for Goffstown.
See, you gave Juno the nickname of I-98 or whatever.
I-93.
I-93, yeah. But I don't think Stinnett gets enough credit for that. He can run right down the field, right at you.
Oh, I agree, but I think Stinnett he's the one who really kind of cuts it back a whole lot more. Here's a pass play out to number 22.
That's Colby Putnam.
And he
going.
stumbles and he gets a first down.
Wow. That was a great effort.
It
there by
was,
Putnam.
but it's like you mentioned before, Broden, the jerseys are so wet that if you do any type of like arm tackle or high tackling,
You
good
have
luck.
to wrap
You've got
your
to
legs
wrap
up.
up.
And even if you wrap up their upper body, you could still slip away
So
like that.
Goffstown now is in more of their hurry up with Hinault. Will take the snap in the shotgun, and he hands it off to number 33.
Wow.
And that is a touchdown for
He made a little leap there
Jack Stinnett.
to stay on his feet.
Yeah, so Stinnett and Juno alternating running back duties, both with scores. And there is a flag on the field. Let's see what that is.
No, I think it was a timeout.
It's a touchdown, and they're picking up whatever flag there might have been.
I think you could have gotten a roughing the passer the call there. He wasn't passing, but there was a little bit of unnecessary roughness.
So here comes Hinault, and he's going to run it up the middle once again, and he is going to be almost unscathed. So
75 there, Keegan Murphy got a hand on his jersey. But again, you can't just pull them by the jersey. It's just going to slip away.
what you're seeing here, though, too, Broden, is that Goffstown's line, both their offensive and defensive line, they're just too strong. They're too big. They're overpowering Keene's line. And this could be a very, very long day for the Hawks of Keene. So we're going to be seeing a kickoff from Gibson.
So the last kickoff was on the far left hash. This one's going to be on the far right hash. There's no wind, so they can't be trying to counter the wind.
Oh, I would agree. I think in what you've got right now is you're just going to try to kick it as deep as you can. Last time he kicked it out of bounds.
Yeah. So they're trying to pull it the other way, possibly.
Yeah, and that's going to be returned by Keene. And he's going to get quickly wrapped up at about the 25-yard line, I should say.
That's Gabriel Fletcher on the return. And that was Hager the Horrible, as Alan likes to call him.
Yeah, that's a cartoon. But I think Alan means that in an affectionate, tough way, right?
Yeah,
not in that he's a horrible player. Obviously,
no.
I think it's just the.
He's tough.
He's tough, right?
He's tough. It's hard to get through him.
And he is another player who has just done so well this year, improved greatly.
So we're going to see 4 wideouts and no running backs in the backfield for Keene.
And you'll probably see a blitz here. Number 34 blitzes, and that's trouble for number 6. And Brad Baxter was right on his right down his throat almost on that one. That's a loss of at least 10.
He came flying across the line.
Well, that's the thing is that if you're going to go with 4 wideouts, nobody in the backfield, you have no protection. So if you have any blitzing, there's no running back that's going to be in the backfield that will help you pick up that blitz. And Goffstown exploited that. Baxter came off that right edge with no block. So now we have a single back, and it's a handoff up the middle, and he's quickly wrapped up by, who was it, 37 that was?
Yep, that's Jay Silvestri.
Yep.
Ben Dodge came in a little late there to lay the business on him, but
So 3rd down and 13 with under 4 minutes to play in the first quarter. Again, a steady rain, very cold. It's only about 5 degrees away from snowing, I think, here.
Yeah. That would be a fun game to watch.
A passing situation.
That's a low pass to
and he's quickly wrapped up at the 26-yard line. That'll bring up a 4th down, probably at least 8 yards to go.
Gabriel Fletcher, the returner there.
So that'll be a punting now for Keene. And back will be Ben Dodge to receive. And these are tough situations for a punt returner as well.
You just got to hold on to that ball.
Very. The circumstances with the rain, you're trying to pick up the ball. Raindrops are falling on your face. And Dodge is playing so deep that he's just making sure the ball doesn't get beyond him.
Oh,
what an awesome punt.
Wow.
What a great punt by Keene. And who kicked that one? Do you know?
I'm not sure on that one.
Yeah, we have to find out. That was an awesome punt by Keene. And for them, that was probably their best play of the game at this point.
Yeah.
The punt. So out comes Goffstown's offense. And really the story for Goffstown, their turnaround has been on their line. Done a nice job. Hinault with the snap. Hands off, up the middle, and quickly wrapped up by the Owls, and that was number 26, Josh Juneau, who picked up maybe 2 yards on the play.
Those are the type of tackles you want to see if you're Keene. You want to see somebody hit low and then somebody hit high so they won't slip out. So if somebody slips there, you still got another person to drag down.
Right, they're going right over the center, Belanger and White, and here comes Juneau again. I'm sorry, Hinault with the he gets tripped up, and but they're in a 3rd down and 2. So, there was not much there, but in those first 2 runs, but they picked up 8 yards collectively on both downs.
So if I'm Goffstown here, I'm looking at Keene's formation. You have 85 and 8 out at corner, and
handoff, and he just gets tripped up, but he picks up 5 yards on nothing. That's Josh Juneau going over. Right guard, Josh. I think that was number 77, Josh White.
So number 8 for Keene here is Eric Norman, who's covering Jared Heidenreich, and there's just a big height difference there. And Norman's playing about 5 yards off, probably more. Like 7 or 8.
Jared Hinault passes over the middle. Leahy cannot grab it. Number 4, Leahy misses the tackle. Great sportsmanship by the Hawks. That'll bring up a 2nd down and 10. But Leahy was wide open on that pass, and it was well thrown. It's a wet ball. You know, I'm surprised Leahy is not wearing gloves. Handoff to Juno. He goes up the middle, and he is tackled after gaining a first down. He picked up about 12 yards on that carry. And Jankowski makes yet another tackle. So Juno gets a first down, also gets pretty dirty in the process.
Juno, I think,
high snap, hands off to Juno, and he breaks free. This could be trouble. He's going to go to the house on this one. Will anybody get him? No. A touchdown for Josh Juno. Another long 42-yard run for Josh Juno, and that will be his 2nd touchdown of the game. And he just went off, off that right side and only had maybe 1 tackle to break, and he just exploded.
Juno is the only player wearing short sleeves on the entire team, I believe.
It's so, I will tell you a quick story in a second after this kick. Oh, it's not going to be a kick. It's going to be a two-pointer again. So Hinault with this high snap, and he's going to run it up the middle, and he's in there for the 2-point. That was a little bit harder than the other attempt. So Goffstown has put up 3 touchdowns in the first quarter with 1:02 remaining. So my story is that I went into the Blue Moose Cafe this morning to get a coffee, and Juno's girlfriend works there.
Yeah.
And Sierra. And the last time that I saw her there, Juno scored 2 or 3 touchdowns in a game. And I said to her, I said, hey, the last time you missed his game, and she's like, yeah, I missed it. This is the only other game I'm missing. And I'm like, well, that means he's probably going to do well.
Yeah.
So sure enough, he scores 2 touchdowns in the first quarter.
Keene has these big, blankets.
They're called ponchos.
Yeah, I don't know if
they're very nice, actually.
I think we might have to get them. It's cold up here.
Yeah. And that's received by Keene, and he scampers out the sideline at about the 24-yard line, where Keene will take over with 58 seconds left in the first. So again, we're live on GTV Sports. Scott Gross and Broden McCune with our cameraman Ty. Thank you so much, Ty, for helping us out today. And thank you, Adam McCune, who's in our studio.
Doing replays.
And we all know that we can't do these productions without volunteer help. So I want to thank all the folks at GTV who helped throughout the year. Done a ton of sports productions. And if those of you who are out there in the audience want to help out, want to do this type of work, please go to GTV Studios and contact Adam. Be more than happy to get you set up and teach you the ropes. Handoff by Keene up the middle. Good run. Picks up about 6 yards. Eventually tackled. And that was Jankowski on the run. So we've called his name at least a dozen times, both offensively and defensively. Clock keeps going with 42 seconds in the first.
So we've seen that same formation about 2 or 3 times now, with a fullback or like a tight end type player lining up in the backfield. And both of the times we've seen it, that fullback has figured out where 34 is.
Good block. Good block. This will be a first down, no problem. And Ben Dodge pushes him out of bounds at about the 44-yard line. A nice play design. That was Jankowski, number 81, and he's pretty much doing it all for Keene.
So that fullback out of the backfield is going after, it seems, Baxter, who's leading in tackles at the moment.
Right, so if they have realized, Keene has realized that if you're going to do anything, you better block Brad Baxter.
Yep.
And on that last play, Jankowski, he was able to break free because there was no containment by Goffstown on that edge.
Yeah.
There comes a blitz, and that's a pass.
Oh. It's right up there. Yeah, so
they call that is that a shovel pass or something like that?
Yeah, it's almost like a jet sweep type play.
Yeah, that was a forward pass. So if it's dropped, it's just an incomplete pass, and that's it. Now, you can see now the field conditions are getting pretty nasty here. If you look at the 40-yard line where the referees are right now, a lot of doesn't look all that pretty. So
I think the key here for Goffstown is to just keep running it.
Right. I mean, and when you think about it, they've only thrown that one pass to Leahy, right?
Yeah.
I think that's it. And why would you do anything differently? And when you think about it, you've scored 3 touchdowns in 1 quarter.
Yeah. Keene didn't come in here with the best record either, so.
Yeah, I mean, they've had a challenging season nonetheless. I mean, when you look at, I was looking at the standings this morning, and there was a few teams like Bedford who went 9-0.
Yeah.
But a lot
Monadnock also went 9-0.
Yeah.
I believe they're D2. But
yeah. So, but there was a lot of teams this year that struggled. Keene being one of them. Memorial is another. You'd like to see a little bit more parity in Division I, but this year there's just been probably 4 or 5 more dominant teams, and then there's been 4 or 5 that have just struggled. So Keene hands off up the middle, and he gets stabbed by number 35 for Goffstown. That would be Cam Kozak, but
that's going to be very close to first down.
Yeah,
it's going to be like 3rd and inches.
No, it's.
Oh wait, no, I'm looking at the wrong marker.
We're going the other way here.
Yep.
Yeah.
3rd and 9 instead.
At the Keene 45-yard line.
And it's really just a matter of time here. Well, you might start seeing some substitutions. 3-man defensive line for Goffstown. Here comes a blitz by number 26. But he gets leveled. And Cuddy, that's a fumble. And they're going to call a horse collar on Cuddy, which is not – that is not a horse collar because he's not running – a horse collar is when someone is –
No, that would be a horse collar.
I don't think so.
Pulled the back of his jersey down. Yeah. It's still not going to be enough to get him an automatic first down, though.
Well, typically a horse collar is when the player is in front of you and you kind of grab him. I didn't see the play. You're saying that he did it, so
yep,
I'll have to trust you on that one.
He reached around the back and kind of grabbed the back of his.
Yeah. And it looks like Cuddy kind of knew what he did. If you look at his body language,
yeah,
he even said to the ref, he's like almost like apologizing for what he did. So I think you're right.
So it's going to be about 3rd and 6, 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6.
Yep, 3rd and a long 5 in the shotgun, and that's a handoff. That's a good play. And what is Sabolkin doing?
I don't know. He was just kind of watching.
Sabolkin is running down the field with the receiver when the ball was a running play. Not sure what he was thinking there. So that was a great play by Keene. That was almost like an inside handoff. And that's what, is that their first down? Or it seems like it. Maybe it's the second one of the game.
I think it's their second or third.
High snap. Run up the middle to Jankowski. He gets quickly wrapped up.
64 there was getting a little
big
handsy.
64 was going until the clock stopped, shall we? I mean, the whistle blew.
Nate Apple.
Yeah. But you're seeing now, see where the ball is right now, like how sloppy the field is? That area of the field is in the roughest shape.
That's from that's like the
main
area.
Here comes a pass play. That is deep.
Sabolkin
he lost his guy. That's a touchdown. A touchdown by the Keene Hawks, and that was just that ball was kind of lofted up there.
We're going to see Texera come in here and replace Sabolkin,
maybe not. I think it all depends on what the score is, but
it is cold.
a good throw by the Keene quarterback. Sabal can just look like he lost the ball. And they're going to go for it. You're not going to be seeing a whole lot of kicking in this game in terms of field goals or even extra points for that matter. Snap, inside handoff
Same
again,
play.
but that one that's it. And then Cuddy holds him up, but
brought him back.
He did.
Like a good 10 yards.
So Goffstown got burned on that play twice, and they were not going to get burned on it. And that was really nice. You see what happened on that one? Cuddy went over to number 6 and apologized. Saw how the quarterback was doing. And that's great sportsmanship by Evan Cuddy. I don't know if you picked up on that. He went over to the quarterback and gave him a thumbs up. So you don't often see that in sports.
So I've just been informed that they're actually not the Hawks.
What are they?
They are the Blackbirds.
The Blackbirds.
Did not know that. I believe they were. It sounded like they were saying Hawks before the game.
Okay, so they're the Blackbirds. We stand corrected.
That was from Alan, by the way.
Who?
Alan Poffin.
He let us know?
Yeah, he
watching the
contacted
game?
my dad and let him know, and then my dad let me know.
Now, is a hawk a black-colored bird?
It depends on the
depends
type
on the
of
hawk, right?
Yeah.
Okay. The Blackbirds. And here comes the squib kick.
So for anyone watching in Keene, we're sorry about that.
Yeah, we apologize for that. And
Oh,
number
Baxter.
34, Brad Baxter, returns it to the 42-yard line, and that's where Goffstown will set up with a 24-6 lead with 10 minutes to go in the first half. On a rainy, cold day at Goffstown High School. And we've got Ty, our cameraman, who just really does not come prepared in terms of how he just doesn't. And I'm chalking that up to just this is his first season, but next year he'll get it. Hinault. He keeps it up the middle, and then he goes to the outside, cuts it back to the inside, and he not only picks up a first down, but he scampers to the 37-yard line for a first down.
Hinault had that ball in Stinette's hands for a good 3 seconds.
That was weird.
There and read the defense. The entire team that's not out on the field is huddled up right now. I'm going to guess to, preserve warmth, but...
Yeah. And Hinault, he keeps it. He throws it to 81 Heidenreich, and Heidenreich gets tackled at the 25-yard line.
That's the first completion.
And that's another first down. And Heidenreich was wide open. There was no linebacker there in the middle. And the ball was slightly behind Heidenreich, but he was able to corral it. And that was a nice play. I think that's a play they're going to need to run in the future. Hinault with the snap. He hands it off.
Stinette bowled over number 11 there.
Well, I'm not sure. Yeah,
Gabriel Fletcher.
It was a kind of a weird play. I don't know if he ran over him or if the defender just slipped. Yeah, that's what it looked like.
It looked like he bowled over it.
Second down and about 7 or 8 yards for Goffstown. Hinault is your quarterback, number 33 to his left. Hinault keeps it. And he goes up the middle, and he will pick up a first down at about the 10-yard line. You will see it could be either first and goal or it'll be, let's see how the referee spots it here. And it looks like it's going to be a first and 10. First and goal, they're calling it.
Okay.
Hinault keeps it. He throws over to Hinault, to Heidenreich. But we got a flag on the play, folks. And I think we're going to see
the back judge there is calling it a touchdown.
I understand that, but there is a flag on the field. And let's see what that is. It's either a hold on Keene or let's see.
It's on Keene.
It's on Keene. It looks like
Huft.
Illegal substitution on the defense. and that will result in a touchdown.
Touchdown.
So that is Heidenreich with a touchdown. And it was that same play, right?
Yep.
They did the same
said
exact play.
Grosstradamus. You
And
said it before. You said run that
Heidenreich
play again.
I don't know. Have we called Heidenreich's name on a touchdown this season?
No.
So
He hasn't played much.
Well, he had a couple of injuries, but he has played. He just hasn't gotten the ball a whole lot. And
Probably going to see another keep here by Hinault.
that's all you've seen. And he's gone over number 50, Dan Locke, and LaFave. Let's see what happens on this particular play. But give LaFave and Locke and Belanger and White, give these guys like a lot of and Marcus Rush, give them credit. The offensive line has come a long way. Took them a while to get gelled, and in some cases they're undersized compared to their competition. But today they've had their way against Keene, and that's Hinault, and he's going to get wrapped up. So he's not going to get that one. So
it's going to be 30-6.
Yeah. So fourth time was not the charm for that play.
Yeah, I don't believe that's how the saying goes.
Yeah. But they've run that same play over and over and over again.
Yeah, you see a swing block by Rush come into that gap from LaFave and Locke.
So Gibson will kick off to the Blackbirds of Keene. But you know what? I know Alan called in, thankfully, to correct us on the Blackbirds, but maybe he can also let Keene know in the future if you could give us a roster.
A
roster that's in numerical order.
Yeah.
As I know that's a big pet peeve for Alan.
It is.
I think Alan is probably somewhere in a very warm climate, you think? I don't know. I'm not sure where he's at today, but hopefully he's somewhere warm. Maybe he's vacationing in some Caribbean island because it's cold here. Gibson is set to kick off, and he kicks it deep to Keene. And Baxter and give you who made that tackle.
That's Hager.
Hager was in on that one. So Keene will take over at about the 20-yard line, trailing 30-6 with under 9 minutes to play. Exactly, it's 8:37 to play. And at halftime, there will be the recognition for the seniors. And luckily now, the rain it's gotten a little bit less, so it's more. I call it more of a light drizzle.
Yeah.
But it was coming down heavy before.
It's still cold.
Oh no!
That's for sure.
I think you're only going to have a high temperature of 42 degrees today. So there's no doubt that you're talking about a cold, dreary day in New England. Handoff up the middle, quickly stuffed by a whole series of it's number 37 for Goffstown, and that was Silvestri, right? He's not even on our roster, is he?
No, he is.
I don't see his name.
Maybe he's on mine.
Oh, it's not on mine.
Again, Jankowski just getting a ton of reps and names called. Wasn't there an NFL kicker with the name Jankowski?
Yeah,
Sebastian
Janikowski.
Yeah, Janikowski.
And he played for the Oakland Raiders.
The Raiders, yep. I think he plays on the Seahawks now, actually.
And we got...
is this going to be a delay of game? Yep.
Delay of game on...
The offense. That penalty used to be called on the quarterback, but now it's one of the only team penalties.
Yeah. It should be on the quarterback, though.
It should be.
It should. Because the quarterback...
Or you could say the center at the same time,
too. That's going to be a safety. Just got to jump on it. That's a safety.
It's going to be 32-6 here.
Yeah. So it'll be 32-6.
And speaking of team penalties, the safety is the only score accredited to the team. So if there is a...
How do you know all this stuff, Broden?
I watch a lot of football.
And you're reading up on this stuff? Ty didn't even know this.
If there's a forfeit in a game, it's the team that forfeit loses 2-0 because a safety is the only
team
Team
score. All right. So this is a free kick. You can either punt or you can kick off a tee after a safety.
I think it looks like they're punting here.
And they're going to kick off a tee.
Oh, no.
I see them.
I'm colorblind, so I could not see that.
Yeah.
That little tee there that they have. That's not an excuse, Ty. It's orange and it's green. Those are two colors that mix together for a colorblind person.
So Goffstown is set up for their razzle-dazzle play.
Haven't seen a lot of it as they've been squib kicking for most of this game.
Yeah, and I would look for the same thing. They move up about 5 yards. And here comes the kick, and it is going to be a kick deep. And let's see what they do here. Leahy with it.
Got it.
He takes it. He gives it to number who has the ball.
Texera's going to have it.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
12, and he cuts it back, and he gets wrapped up nicely by number 5. That's Cal Salt. Flags on the play, and that will be a hold. It looks like it's a hold against Goffstown.
It's on Goffstown.
Yeah, it's a
so
hold.
It's gonna be pulled back.
And that flag was thrown at about the 42-yard line. So they're calling that an illegal forward pass.
He did not hand it forward.
He did not hand it forward.
It's because of, I believe it's because of the angle Texera was running at,
yeah.
And the way the ball left his hand. It may have
as
he was turning. They may have.
I don't agree with that call.
No, not at all.
And if you see, we had the best angle here in Ty, and maybe we can show a replay. Maybe we're wrong, but we're going to ask Adam to show a replay in the studio to see if that was actually a forward pass. It didn't look like that, but perhaps we can see that replay.
It may be from Leahy. I'm not sure on that one though.
No, Leahy passed it. It was thrown backwards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not. Odd call.
Yeah. Handoff up the middle, number 20. That's a face mask. That's a face mask, and that wasn't even called.
Wow.
Wow. I mean, we saw that from here.
That's the only way they've been able to tackle Juno today, I guess.
Wow. You know, Broden, you and I were both thinking the same exact thing at the same exact time. It just seems so obvious.
Juno turned to the coach there and
keeper
said,
by the quarterback,
why?
Hinault, and he wants to follow Lefebvre, and he gets tackled from behind. He's pushing Lefebvre. You know, he's like, move, move. And that'll be a first down.
Hinault is definitely faster than Lefebvre, so he was like, speed up, speed up.
And let's give a lot of kudos to Hinault. He came in last week after Charlie Keith went down, and he has been solid.
A couple weeks
ago, I should say, yeah. Handoff up the middle, and 26, and that's Josh Juno, and he's almost non-stopped there. Unstoppable. Could you see how far down the field number 77, Josh White, was on that play? He blocked his man 15 yards off the ball. Watch 77 if we could try to key on him on some of these blocks. And that's a handoff to Juno, who gets wrapped up quickly.
That's how Keene needs to tackle right now.
And that was number 60, right?
Yep. Travis Emery.
And that was their best defensive play of the game.
Yep.
That was a loss of 2 yards.
Their best play is probably that pass for the touchdown, and then the punt.
2nd down and 12. You got Leahy and Dodge.
There was no ball in the air.
Handoff to Juno, and he gets tackled after a 5-yard gain by number 75, it looks like.
So, from the studio here,
Keegan Murphy.
The ball was never in the air. It was a pure handoff, which means there is no forward motion on the pass.
Okay, good to know. Bad call by the ref then. Or maybe they just didn't see it right. So, I mean, I wouldn't say bad
The ref
call.
was right there.
Yeah.
Because the ref has to be right there.
Yeah. So Hinault is in the backfield with Juno. He holds it, and he keeps
Following
it, and
Lefebvre
he
again.
is going to go down very close to a first down. And let's see, it's going to be
fourth.
And it's going to be 4th and 1. So Goffstown is gonna elect to keep going here with
It's a
5
timeout,
minutes
though.
and 14
Timeout by
seconds,
Keene.
and Keene's going to call a timeout 32-6, folks. So the rain is now drizzle, which is good. But unfortunately, we have a very small crowd due to the 38-degree temperature.
It's still pretty big, though.
Yeah.
There is very little Keene supporters here, though. It's a little bit of a hike.
Oh,
from Keene.
I would agree. I would definitely agree. And the field is getting, if you can see, right by the end zone, it's in pretty rough shape. And in between, typically you see the field in rough shape between the 40-yard lines. Right now, right around the 30-yard line, it's in rough shape. So 4th down and 2. Leahy is the single wide receiver. They're going to be running this ball.
Dodge is up at the top, too.
And Hinault is following his blockers, and now you're seeing. Now, would this be
a flag down?
Now, is this going to be a horse collar? Because
it looked like he was grabbing the back of his jersey. The refs are going to have to.
Well, let's see. But I mean, it looked like he grabbed the back of his jersey, and is that going to be a horse collar?
No. So the horse collar is the area around.
No, I know,
neck.
but I thought he grabbed him right below the neck on that play.
It was like the edge of the jersey.
Let's see.
I don't know what they're gonna.
You got better eyes than I do, bro, and you're younger.
You've got usually whichever way the ref turns.
Well, he's looking at Goffstown, so.
No, maybe it was a horse collar. He looks like he's motioning that it was like pulled down by the back.
That's what I thought. It's against Keene because they're talking to the coaching staff of Goffstown, asking them what they want to do. So here comes the penalty.
Aiding the runner.
So we're seeing calls today from the referees that you ordinarily don't see.
I've never seen that one.
Yeah, aiding the runner means that you're actually like
pushing the runner.
No, you can push the runner. You just can't like pick them up and.
I didn't see him get picked up there.
You know what I'm saying? Like if you're about to fall down and you pick him up, you can't do that. But you can push your own guy from behind.
It didn't look like he got picked up.
You see that all the time in.
First down and 10.
5 yards. Is it first or fourth?
It is first down.
It is first down.
Yeah.
Okay. The ref called fourth there when he said it.
Oh, okay. Hinault.
So it's a 5-yard penalty, but that 5 yards
and he
still
hands
wouldn't
it
bring
off
him back.
to Juneau.
No, that's Stinnett.
Zach Stinnett, I'm sorry.
So that 5-yard penalty still wasn't even enough to bring them back to the fourth.
That's
so
correct.
It's just still going to be a first down. I've never seen that call.
So Heidenreich is split out right. You got Leahy and Dodge out left, but it looks like they're running this whole series. And that's a keeper by Hinault. He's going to scamper in for a touchdown. And he does. So Jarrett Hinault.
That was identical to the play we saw at
there's just no
last week.
There was just no containment there.
Or not BG.
South.
Yeah, BG.
Right? BG, yep.
Yep. Scored a touchdown on pretty much the exact same
so
play.
38-6 Goffstown. And quickly this game is.
If you score 38 points and you haven't gotten to halftime yet, I think there's something to say.
This was very similar last night. I went to the Merrimack-Bedford game, and I think the score was like 42-6 at halftime.
Oh.
Yeah.
Bedford?
Bedford, yeah. They
because Merrimack is pretty good too.
Not last night. And I'm telling you, I've seen a lot of high school football. That Bedford team looked about as good as you can get. Here comes a run up the middle, and that is a 2-point conversion by Stinnett.
So it's 42-6 here.
So,
46.
Yeah, 40-6. So speaking of Bedford, Goffstown will be traveling to Bedford next Saturday in the quarterfinal Division I playoffs.
We've already seen a preview of that game.
And we have. And, Goffstown was able to stay with Bedford in the first quarter alone. And then after that, Bedford just turned it on. Bedford is not only do I think they're the best team in Division I this year, but they might be one of the better teams that I've ever seen in high school football in New Hampshire. They are just so good. They've got a combination. They're strong, they're big, and they are fast. They've got 5 or 6 players on offense that legitimately are very, very fast. And that's where I think we'll be a little bit of trouble for Goffstown is the speed part.
We also can't discredit the 2014 or 2013 Grizzlies, undefeated, 12-0. They were pretty good too.
And Keene, number 84, he breaks free, and he's going to get tackled by Leahy from behind.
I think they were undefeated in 2013 or 2014.
Oh, yeah, and I'm not.
With Gervais and Bork.
Yeah.
That was just.
And I think a lot will determine, obviously a team like this current Bedford team will have to run the table like the Goffstown team did 4 or 5 years ago. But when I don't know if have you seen this Bedford team?
Yes.
Yeah, they,
Actually, no, I haven't.
Oh, so Merrimack came in 7-1, and Merrimack, they beat us pretty handily in the first game of the season.
Yeah.
Granted, it was the first game of the season, but they just manhandled them. Low snap up the middle and quickly wrapped up by Goffstown defender.
You say
on
low
the tackle.
snap there. That was in the ground.
In the ground, yeah. I was being generous. And that was Zach Picard and Evan Cuddy on the tackles.
That was Josh Picard.
Zach
Picard is his brother. His brother is out there, but Josh is on the line and Zach is a linebacker.
It was number 23 who
it
made
was?
it. Was number
It looked
23
like
who made the tackle.
Well,
That's why.
Picard brothers are out
Yes.
there.
And now
We
you
see
Mike
Levesque
Mike Levesque, number 9.
and Texera and Geisenheimer.
And
Almost intercepted
Levesque
by
had
Levesque.
that, and he just missed it. So he knows it.
Looked like it bounced off his shoulder pad
It did.
there.
It bounced off his shoulder pad.
At the Keene 36-yard line.
And we've seen a little bit of Levesque, early in the season. He's predominantly a JV player.
He has one touchdown reception.
Yep. That was a pass, I think, from Smith. From Smith.
Yep. That was a good play. Smith stepped up in the pocket and delivered a strike to Levesque there.
And that ball gets thrown away.
No, I was about to say, is that intentional grounding? But he was out of the
No,
pocket.
he was out from between the tackles. So
Yep.
so that brings up a 4th down and 9.
4th down and 9.
A punting situation, and back will be
Texera.
Texera. You sure about that?
Yep,
We got to get him talking. Now, we said
No, I was
the brother.
actually-
Wait, now
so-
the brother wants to be called something else. What?
Yes.
Now, why is that? I mean, if your name is your name, right?
I'm not
You're
sure.
not McCune,
Nope,
right? You don't
I
do
am
that,
McCune.
right?
I was talking to him, actually. I have a couple classes with John.
All right.
And he was like, I got to get an interview. And I was like, well, you got to play good enough to have an interview then. This one's just going to take a Keene roll, bounce.
At the 35-yard line, sloppy part of the field right here. This is where, it's if you can zoom in on the field here. I don't know if you can, Ty. Like, just show the conditions of where the ref is and say this is where it's going to be tough if you're in the trenches, because you're not really getting a whole lot of traction. And if you're a running back,
You need to cut.
Goffstown 1st and 10 at their own 35.
so we've got 3 minutes and 18 seconds left until the half.
So no new substitutions on offense, but there were some on defense there.
So now you got Heidenreich and Dodge on the upper part of your screen. It's a hand. Nope. Hinault keeps it, and he splits it outside, and he gets thrown down and fumbles the ball. And that'll be a turnover. It looks like Keene will recover that one.
Oh,
And
that would have
Keene-
been a very good run.
Now, I'm going to ask you a question, Broden.
Yeah.
The score is 40-6. I don't know what the condition of Charlie Keith is, okay, in terms of he went out with an injury a couple of games ago. But do you still keep Hinault as in the game here?
I think we could possibly see. I don't know about Charlie Keith,
But
but
I'm saying you're up 34 points.
Yeah.
34. We're not talking 14. We're not talking 24. We're talking 34 points.
I think we could
And if
see.
you do not have another, he's done very well, Hinault. I don't want him getting injured in this game.
I think we could see Jonah Lopez or Peyton Strickland possibly come in if either
And that's
of
a
them
run
are.
for Keene, and they pick up a nice, it's about 4 yards.
Ball carried by number 81,
if either Jonah Lopez or Peyton Strickland are suited up, I think we could
I mean,
definitely see them
Goffstown,
come
it's
in.
not like Goffstown has a shortage of quarterbacks.
No.
You know, and
They have 4 on
right,
the roster at the
right.
moment.
So, you know, I'm just trying to be practical here, knowing that you're going to be having a really tough game, first-round playoff game against Bedford. If you're going to have a fighting chance, you want to have a good quarterback, and certainly if Keith comes back and he can play, great, but if not, you need Jarrett Hinault. Here comes a pitch to the running back, and he's not going to get much, and he's going to get wrapped up by number 81, Heidenreich, and that's going to be a loss of about
2
4 or 5 yards. No,
that's
because
2.
if you remember, no, it was they picked up 3 yards on that
that's
first
true.
play, so he lost 5 on that. I'm just trying to do the everyday math lesson here,
Yeah.
Broden. That's all.
I'm in pre-calc. I should be able to do this.
Yeah.
From the Keene 49-yard line.
So 3rd down and a long 11 at the 49-yard line. And Tucker Brown will take the snap, and he's going to be throwing the ball, and he throws it over the middle. Great pass to number 3. Awesome pass to Taylor Latorno. That ball was put in there beautifully. And here's my question, Broden. Like, if you've done that, right? Like, they've connected now 3 times, right?
Yeah.
Or 4 times. Like, why wouldn't you throw the ball more?
Yeah, I'm not sure about
Now,
that one.
You know, granted, you just can't, you know, you can't just, you know, fire away because obviously Goffstown will blitz, and so you have to kind of keep Goffstown, you know, guarded in terms of against the run. But they've had success throwing the ball against Goffstown. Here comes a blitz by Hager potentially. No. And here comes another pass play. He's out of the pocket. He drops the ball, and let's see if he gets it back. And I think he did. So Keene recovers the fumble. The ball really slippery, and Keene calls a timeout. They lost quite a bit of yards in that play. Probably almost 10 yards they lost on that fumble, and the ball just came right out of his hands. We've got 1 minute to go in the half, and for those of you, we're going to be sticking around, and are we going to be showing the senior?
I'm not sure.
We're not sure.
Well,
Maybe you
we'll
can
check with the studio here.
Check with the studio. We usually don't, but I just wanted to.
Yeah, I believe we're just going to be doing like halftime highlights. Yep, we're not showing the senior morning activities.
Oh, I said I'm getting these text messages, right?
Yeah.
From the from Potvin, right? So he's okay.
Yeah.
So the Picard brothers, what's their names again?
Josh and Zach.
Josh and Zach, but not Luke and not John.
No.
No, okay.
Why?
No, he's saying John, Luke, Picard, something Star Trek, something
Oh.
related. So.
Ty, do you know?
Oh, it's a high snap over the quarterback's head, and he's have to just sit on that one.
The entire defensive line was right there.
Yeah, that was just.
It's going to be like third and
like
30
eternity. It's like,
let's see, they're at the 46.
I call that third down,
and they're trying to get to the 21.
Bro, that's like third down
and 35
and Penardville. I mean, it's that far. I mean, it's
third down in New Boston.
Yeah, it's pretty far.
So it's going to be third and 35.
Yeah. Oof.
Oh. I
38 according to.
Yeah, the scoreboard's saying 38.
I think
Maybe
it's
they're
more like
they're doing better at the math, Broden.
No, because they're at the 21.
Okay.
This is the 46. That would be 35.
All right.
I'm just calling.
Trying to keep these balls dry, and that's it's pretty difficult.
Yeah, they're having a tough time with the balls today.
You see the Keene guy, he's like guarding the ball.
Yeah,
right?
He's got a towel.
He's
on
drying
top
it
of
off. And Cuddy looks like he's in the neutral zone, by the way. And he is.
Yep.
Cuddy was in the neutral zone.
Don't say anything. I think the refs heard you.
Well, what do you want me to do? I mean, Cuddy was like.
threw his hands
there you
up.
go. It's like, well, I called it. I mean, it's not like Cuddy is like a small dude, right? I mean, like, his thigh, would be a neutral zone infraction. Okay. His calf.
So
look at him.
now it's going to be 3rd and 30. 3rd and 30 even. According to the scoreboard, it's 33, but they're not. They weren't 38 yards
That
down.
ball's
And
in the dirt again, and he scrambles free, and he gets nowhere. And he gets brought down by
he looked
number.
like he was holding like the spin button
Somebody-
in Madden there. He just kept spinning there.
No, 78 didn't make the tackle.
39.
39
It was
made
Picard.
the tackle. That was Picard. We got to give credit where credit is due. 43 seconds left in the half. It's 4th down and forever 30. you
30
say? Is it
-ish.
really? Yeah, it's
Yep.
close.
I'd say like 29.
So they're going to go for it here, no doubt. At 4th and 33.
No, I doubt that.
They are going to go for it. Yes, they are.
Why?
How much you want to put on it? You want to put a hot dog or something on it?
No, because I
Why?
don't have money. They're punting it. They are punting it. So
Well,
I'll
you
put a
didn't
hot
take the
dog
bet.
on
You
it.
didn't
No,
take
I'll
the
put a
bet.
hot
You
dog
didn't
on
take
it.
the bet.
I would love a nice warm hot dog at the moment.
Yeah. Maybe they'll bring one up for you.
They never do. You always say that, but they never do.
They used to. Back in the day. And here comes the punt.
So they're going for it here. Oh,
Yeah.
wait, oh.
And it's a kick. And you got to stay away from it, Mike Levesque. Stay away, Mike Levesque.
It's going to take a Keene roll.
Yeah, all the way down to, the 10-yard line.
Yeah.
So if you're...
So that would have been a first down if
Yes.
that were a completed pass.
Yeah.
Barely.
So,
barely a first
but
down.
the lesson learned for some of the Goffstown players, when that ball is punted, you
Stay away from
cannot
it.
have your back towards the ball.
No.
You gotta know where the ball is, because if it takes a weird bounce, it could hit you.
Yep.
And then it becomes a live ball. So with 31 seconds left, look for Goffstown to take a knee here, and we'll call it a day and let the senior day festivities begin.
Oh,
A lot
it is
of
cold.
umbrellas.
I am shivering
so,
here.
So I think at halftime we get you some hot
Some
chocolate.
highlight.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be nice.
And Goffstown will probably just hand it off, and that's what they do. Up the
I
middle
think somebody
goes
on the-
number 33, and he gets
Oh.
thrown down by, and he was not happy with that one. Stinnett got thrown down by, was it 60?
They have hot chocolates coming for the refs. I know that.
Yeah.
Somebody on the Keene sideline yelled, "They're throwing it here," which would just
No, that's not our style.
No.
Is to do that.
and you just got to look at
You're
the
not even going to
situation,
see a
too.
play. You're not even going to see a play.
No.
So that'll do it, folks. We are at halftime here. Goffstown leads 40-6, and we will resume probably about 15 minutes because it's senior day, and it's a little bit longer halftime. So with that, Broden, we will be back in about 15 minutes.
Oh.
And here comes the kick. And Keene brings it up to the 35-yard line before tackled by number 40 for Goffstown. And who do you have for number 40 on that one?
I'm not sure. I'm working camera at the moment because
All
Ty
right.
just kind of left us. Oh, he was getting
Oh,
a
it's
jacket.
30.
He was getting a jacket.
Bird Diaz. I apologize. Not 40. Oh, he got a jacket.
You got a
Oh,
jacket.
good for
Wow,
him.
look at you.
Wow.
Moving up in life.
Something special. Typically, you wear a coat or a jacket when it's, below 40 degrees, but, we've got Ty Gallagher here who just, thinks that he's better than everybody else, but now he's freezing. So Tucker Brown still at quarterback, takes a very high snap, hands it off.
Oh.
There's a fumble on the play, and Goffstown looks like it's recovered that
I think
fumble.
that was Matt Dalton who came in and smacked the ball.
Yeah, and that's Goffstown's ball. And you're right, Dalton just came in and stuffed that. So it was a bad snap, and then it was like an awkward handoff. And as soon as that ball was handed off, Dalton was there to tackle the running back, who then fumbles it. And Goffstown's going to take over here at the 32-yard line. I'm sorry, yeah, about 32, 33-yard line. And Leahy is split out to your left, lower part of the screen. And we're going to see a handoff up the middle to Jack Stinnett, number 33, who keeps going.
Keep going.
And he breaks free, and that's going to be a touchdown.
Oh,
no, he gets tackled at the 2-yard line. Jack Stinnett.
85 had the tackle there. That would be I don't know. I can't tell.
Very, very elusive runner. Jack Stinnett almost brought that ball in for a touchdown. Let's see if he gets the ball back here.
Clinton Molesky was
You
on
can
the tackle
barely
there.
see Stinnett's 33. He's all mud covered.
Yep. That's the conditions
And that's
today.
a handoff to Stinnett, and he goes right up the middle for a touchdown. And that now is a 46.
So on the
to 6.
sideline here, I'm going to quickly zoom in on this. On the sideline, it's no longer happening. But Jonah Lopez is warming up to get ready to go in.
Yeah, and I think that makes a lot of sense. I think with this type of lead, you don't need to have your first team in there.
No.
Colby Putnam is going to be the snapper. This is tough all around here. You got a wet ball, and Gibson's going to go for an extra point. Snap, high snap. Gibson, low kick. And this is just horrible conditions to try to do
Yep.
anything.
They were nearly perfect in two-point conversions. I don't know why they stopped doing it there.
And maybe it's because you feel as if the game is getting the score is getting too high, so you're trying to. So I kind of get that. So now Gibson will kick off to Keene.
I still cannot feel my feet.
Well, here's another question: is that typically when you're outside for long periods of time, most intelligent human beings would wear boots. They would wear some sort of maybe.
I don't have boots.
Socks.
I do have socks on.
Okay, that's surprising.
Why would I not have socks on with sneakers?
Well, I'm just saying, or thermal type of socks.
They're thicker, but they're not the thickest.
All right. Well, maybe wearing your Chucksters isn't a good move at this point.
I don't have any. I have Vans. That would not be much help. Or I could
right.
wear my Birkenstocks.
Yeah, that would work. That's going to great. Go back to Vermont, will you?
Yeah.
All right, so here comes Gibson's kick, and that is it's going to go out of bounds. So I don't know what
He
Gibson
towed
was.
that ball.
Yeah, he did.
He towed that ball.
So Keene will take over at the 35-yard line, and let's see what they can muster up. They've been battling the weather just like Goffstown has all day long.
Jose Lopez and Jonah Lopez and Uzio Empoyo are both warming up, getting the handoffs in.
I want you to say that 10 times fast. Uzio Empoyo.
Uzio Empoyo.
Right. He spoke to me about 3 weeks ago and gave me lessons on how to pronounce his name. Still can't get it. We got trips to the lower part of your screen. And it's a pitch out. And it's going to be a pass play back to the quarterback. And there's number 5 for Goffstown.
Here comes Norwood Dennis. Oh!
And he misses the tackle. Cut back.
That's going to be a block in the back.
It is. And he's going to take it to the house.
It's not going to be a touchdown, though. Oh, Texera is.
And he goes out of bounds at the 20-yard line.
It's going to be all the way back by the 50.
You got laundry everywhere here. And they're going to. There's a clip almost. Let's see. You don't see that call that often, a clip, but that's what it looked like.
Norwood Dennis is just such a big body. I think that's the only way you could really block him.
Yeah, but I don't know if it was Norwood Dennis who got that.
No, that would be Norwood Dennis. So Peyton Strickland and Jonah Lopez are tossing the ball back and forth.
Illegal block in the back.
Block in the back.
At the 45-yard line, so it's a 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. That'll bring it back to the 35. So it's the same exact spot.
Yeah,
because
it's a 15-yarder.
10-yarder. 10-yarder from the spot of the foul, and the foul was the 45. So Keene will resume at the 35-yard line.
I think it's a 15 because the block in the back was around the 50. So we have yet to see Jonah Lopez on varsity. We've seen Strickland come out and run a couple drives here, but
we got a player in motion for Keene, and it's a pitch.
Oh!
Nice block by number 3, just leveled.
Matt Beard.
I mean, that was about the best hit of the day.
That looked like Dan Locke's block from a couple weeks ago.
It was reminiscent of a player really not really knowing that the guy was there.
So Strickland is now coming out on defense.
So you got K-Post, number 63. He's in the game, right?
K-Post and Strickland. So we
Strickland,
see 2 freshmen and 40. I'm not sure who 40 is. Ryan Cody, another freshman.
Inside handoff, or inside pitch, I should say, and that's not going to get much.
So we have 3 freshmen out there at the moment for the Grizzlies. We have Ryan Cody, K-Post, and Strickland.
Broden, do you know if the freshman team finished the season undefeated? Or?
I am not sure on that one.
I heard they had a real good team, and typically, I was talking to folks in Bedford last night. Their team, this year's team, as a freshman, they went undefeated.
Yeah.
So it's usually a good barometer of how well the team will do in a couple of years. So Goffstown has a lot to look forward to. Here comes a pass play, and it's thrown
he's wide
beautifully
open.
in there.
It's going to be dropped, though.
And he just could not corral it. I've seen it. I got to give Tucker Brown some credit. He's thrown the ball pretty well. Yeah.
So we're going to see some new faces on defense here.
Wilton Geisenheiner playing corner.
Brandon Demers at the top of the screen.
Matt Beard is in there, number 20. Number 16
is Strickland. And then 40 is Cody, Ryan Cody. He's a very undersized linebacker. He's 5'7" and 146.
And here comes a punt.
And he's going to receive that punt? Wow.
He hesitated for a second, and he's going to go up the sideline, and he gets tackled on the near sideline by number
27?
No. Number 28.
28.
And that I'll let you know in a second if it was in numerical order, but it's not. So I want to give him credit for a tackle. Is that Wilson Thomas with the tackle?
I believe so. Yep. Jacob Wilson Thomas.
Yep. So a lesson learned for all you.
Lopez and Empoyo are coming out here.
Lesson learned for all you ADs and coaches out there. Please send the opposing team a roster in numeric order so that it can make people make our jobs easier, those in the broadcast booth and those who have to announce these games.
So we have
drop ball, and that is going to be recovered by Keene, I believe. And it is.
Yep.
So that ball I'm not sure what happened, but there was
it looked like it was kicked.
Yeah,
it
was
Lopez.
Dropped and then kicked. So Goffstown turns the ball over. Now, we are in running time here, so there's a greater than 35-point lead, so the clock does not stop under any circumstances here.
Makes Ty's job a lot easier.
So Max Young playing nose tackle. And there's a handoff, and
Talton
he
just screamed across that line.
Yeah, but he tripped. I mean, it wasn't.
I know.
Even,
I wasn't crediting for the tackle, but he came across that line fast.
Yeah.
There was no. It looked like there was no block at that point.
Jankowski on the carry. Loss of 1 yard on the play. 2nd and 11 at the Keene 38-yard line.
We're still seeing the number ones out for Keene.
Yeah, so you've got Brown at quarterback, takes a low snap, and he drops the ball and drops on it. Yeah, it's just a – you know, bro, you brought up an excellent point, like right from the beginning of the broadcast. It's like it is a cold, rainy day. Gloves nowadays are really good in sports.
Yeah.
You know, where you can throw a football wearing a glove.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that a lot of professional quarterbacks don't do that, but it's not like it's impossible. And especially if you're a receiver, right? Or if you're a running back, wearing gloves is like no big deal at all. But most of these players are not wearing any gloves.
So it looks like Charlie Keys on the sideline has changed out of his pads, and he's just in his away jersey at the moment.
Here comes a pass, a screen pass. And
Ryan Cody's going to be right there, and he's going to wrap him up.
Yeah, number 40 grabs the jersey.
It's Ryan Cody.
Yep.
Matt Jankowski on the reception, tackled by number 40, Ryan Cody.
Yeah, I must have an outdated roster here because
I have Cody on mine.
Yeah, and I think maybe what happened was that I have rosters from previous games, Broden.
Yeah, that could be it.
That could be the case. So under 4.5 to play, it has stopped raining temporarily here.
It's still cold.
It's still cold, right? That's not changing. We didn't see a 30-degree temperature change. And here comes a nice pass thrown and caught. So, you know, give a lot of credit to Tucker Brown. I mean, he's thrown the ball very well in terms of just putting it right in the seam. I'm just surprised that they haven't passed the ball more.
Yeah, with the way he's passing, they should.
Right.
The run game just.
The run game is not working, but the passing game for Keene is. I'm just surprised that they're just not.
Even against our twos, their number one run game is not working.
So we got running time here with 3 minutes and 45 seconds left in the third. Keene is on Goffstown's 35-yard line. Another pass play. Wide open in the middle. And he passes to the sideline, and it's a fumble, and that is picked up by the Grizzlies, I think.
Yep.
And that is a Goffstown ball.
So Cooper Flanagan was in the backfield there, and he, on that pass, he was right there, did not put his hands up.
Yeah.
That's like a basketball essential type move. You need to put your hands up. If you're right there in the quarterback's face, you may not touch the ball, but that's going to scare the quarterback a little bit to try and get it through your hands.
Well, right. I think you make an excellent point. If you're playing on defense, you have to always keep your hands up because the quarterback has to get that throw over your hands or through your hands. So good
or
point.
Around you in some cases. So we're going to see Jay Silvestri, Andrew Bird-Diaz, and Sabalkin all come out, so all seniors.
So number 10 for Goffstown.
Oh, and Cooper Flanagan.
And that's a handoff. And that's not going nowhere for Mumpoyo.
Mumpoyo. The M is almost silent.
Mumpoyo?
Mumpoyo.
Uzi Mumpoyo. I want to see him break one.
He's fast.
I know he is, but here's where it hurts a player like him because if he's trying to go around the edge, you gotta like get your cleats in, and it's easy to run up the middle. And quarterback keeps it and tackled quickly at the 27-yard line for a third down and probably about 10. Field is getting awfully messy in that one part of the field. Other than that, it's not too bad, but they are playing, again, between the 30 and 40-yard line. It is real muddy. And I think most of the fall sports are done, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so this is
He's going to keep it again.
and he doesn't get much.
Number 10, Jonah Lopez on the carry.
And if you're like the grounds director, which we don't have one here at Goffstown High School, but you're like, the field is getting ripped up.
I think that's Huff's job as the.
Well,
Here's the 28-yard line.
I think that's probably, it was a wise move, though, to have this game scheduled at 10:30 versus 1:30. So I think the wind is going to kick up, and it's going to be raining a lot more. And this will be a punt for Goffstown, and they're going to probably pooch kick it. And they do.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And that
Let
ball
it
will
roll.
land at around the 36-yard line.
Ball is down by Goffstown.
And the clock keeps running here, folks. So this
I
will be the
believe-
end of the third, and we're going to head into the fourth.
Actually, I believe the cross-country team is having, like, championships today or
Okay.
something like that.
But I'm saying on this field. I mean, lacrosse, girls field
Field
hockey, they lost in I think the quarterfinals. And the girls soccer team also lost.
Yep, in a shootout.
Yeah. And I guess it was like 9, right?
PKs. Yep, nine
Wow.
rounds of PKs.
Crazy.
Speaking of long games, the Red Sox game last
I
night
know, I
went
know.
to 18 innings.
I was one of those people that stayed up. I stayed up till about 2:30 in the morning last night because I'm like, I stayed up till like 1, and then I'm like, you know what? I stay up this late. I want to watch it, and then, it was like the 15th inning, and I'm like, I'm done.
Yeah.
You made it one inning farther than me, that's fine.
Yeah, I last night I was like, I haven't stayed up pretty late in a while.
Man, I'm paying the price today.
And I went to bed at 10, I believe, and I'm like still so tired.
I haven't been in bed before like 11.
So, folks, with a 40-point lead at this juncture, it will be running time, meaning that the clock does not stop.
That was the one time that it would stop.
Yeah,
First and 10 at their own
and the officials started the clock
36-yard line.
because of the change in quarters.
There are timeouts. Timeouts stop
Yes.
the clock.
And low snap, and it's
There's
just
a fumble on the play.
Oh,
and picked up by Keene, and he's going further and further.
so
And
we're going to
he's
see a new quarterback.
a
for
9:30,
Keene, too.
number 31. I gotta find 31 on my roster,
There's also a new quarterback out.
and we don't.
We don't have his number either.
I don't know who 31 is, but it was a nice run.
Don't know who 15 is either because his number's not on here.
8 yards on the play. Second and 2 from the Keene 44-yard line.
So Brandon Demers is playing corner on the lower part of your screen.
The
Guys
height
in
difference between Norwood
Yeah.
Dennis and Brandon Demers is
Yeah.
quite funny.
And that's a handoff up the middle, and quickly wrapped up by 3 or 4 Grizzlies.
Ball carried by number 81.
And looks like Flanagan was in on the tackle.
You're going to call that a first down?
Kowski.
And Keene gets a first down. Clock still runs, 10.5 to go in the game. Keene trails 46-6.
I think this is what Goffstown knew was gonna happen all day. It's gonna be a nice spirit lifter going into the playoffs to play Bedford.
And that's a pitch out to number 31, and he gets quickly dragged down by Goffstown
Matt
defender.
Beard.
31, Austin Mars.
That was Matt Beard on the tackle.
Tackled by number 20, Matt Beard. Loss of 1 yard on the
So that'll bring up a second down and 11.
second and 11.
And number 15 enters the game for,
Again,
for
don't
the
know who that
Blackbirds,
is.
and we don't have a 15 on our roster. So, yeah, this is, maybe Broden, the ADs don't know that these games are getting broadcast, but it's for the benefit of all the student athletes and their families and friends to watch these games.
Yeah.
Because they're on YouTube. And nice, well, there was, I was going to say, nice pass protection there, but the pass was intended for number 45, and that's Dylan Sutherland, but unfortunately the throw was off the mark. The rain has started to pick up again here at Goffstown High School with about 9 minutes to play in the game. Very sparse crowd on senior day. And that's what happens when you get a combination of steady rain and 38-degree temperatures and a game, for all intents and purposes, that is now 46-6. It's determined.
They would call
shall
it
we say.
Garbage time.
Yeah, it's
at
determined.
this point.
The outcome. Low snap, and that's going to be a fumble picked up by the Blackbirds, number
34. 34.
Yeah.
And there's going to be
And
a
this-
flag.
for what?
So I believe in the fourth quarter, if whoever fumbles has to, if they try and pick it up and run it,
Yeah.
they have to. It has to be the person that has fumbled.
Well, it's a personal foul
Oh.
on Goffstown.
Okay, so maybe it's not.
I was like, I don't know what that was, but
I know that's a rule in NFL football.
I don't know if a player got hit while he was down. Sometimes athletes, maybe they don't hear the whistle.
Personal foul against Goffstown.
So it's still in college or professionals, that would be an automatic first down, but
Yep.
in high school football, it's not. So it's going to be a 4th down and 7. Keene will be going for it.
So we have Victor Kirchie, Liam Ravaz, and I believe Aiden Hughes out on the line. Some new faces and numbers and everything else.
And it's a pass play, and he
Oh.
just falls. Oh.
15, Tanner Payne on the carry.
And he's helped up by the Goffstown player, number 73,
That's Victor Kirchie.
Victor Kirchie.
I believe 15's name is Tanner Payne.
How do you know that?
They just announced it.
Oh. How come they know and we don't?
They must have a different roster.
Oh.
I'm not sure.
40-yard line.
I believe they have the Max Preps roster
Okay.
printed
look-
out. We don't have it printed out.
I think Keene came over here in a nice coach bus, and I have to say that that's probably a good move. It'll be nice and warm on their way home
Yep.
at least. Because it is a miserable day out here.
Anybody new? 29, Troy Ostrander's out.
And what do we got going on now?
Timeout.
Timeout, White.
Keene.
Did they have enough players? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's why.
That
They
would
only had
do
10
it. That would
players
do
on the
it.
field. So number 81.
81
forgot
is going to
go-
come out.
he
Yep.
Forgot to go out.
Oh, and 71 is going to.
Well, something's going on. I don't know, but
Could be a uniform malfunction or something like that.
I don't know. I mean, that's 81 is wasn't the guy who's making all the tackles?
That
before?
is Jankowski.
Jankowski. You're right. I mean, he was the guy who was making like every single play
Yep.
in that first half, both running back and linebacker. This would make a wonderful laundry detergent commercial after this game.
Yes. Yeah, just kidding. It's a tight ad.
And that's a keeper by the quarterback.
Strickland is now
Strickland.
a quarterback.
And he needs to just cut.
He is
cuts it outside.
He is 6 foot even as
Yeah.
a freshman.
Yeah.
That is a freak of nature at that point, I believe.
No, I think the freak of nature is the guy on defense who's, right? I mean, he's 6'3", 6'4", with a
Yeah.
size 18 shoe.
Yeah.
And I say that in no disrespectful way. I'm just saying
Capos.
is just a really big kid.
So we have Colin Kozak, George Pierce, Cam Moquin, Aiden Hughes, and Jared Devine on the line.
Yeah, but you are right. I mean, that's a pretty good size for a quarterback. It's up the middle.
Oh,
and
wow.
He spins
what a move
free.
by Uziel.
Yeah, and those types of cuts, Broden, and under these weather conditions are almost impossible.
Yeah.
And he's able to spin away.
Speaking of
And he gets a
laundry
first down.
detergent, that was a spin cycle right there.
You got it. So Uzi comes out of the game in is what number?
Ryan Cody.
Okay, number 40. And he better hurry off the field, run harder. I don't know what happened there. Under 6 minutes to play. They're getting the call in from the sideline. Look for a handoff. Quarterback keeper.
Yep, there's that footing we were talking
it's
about.
It's just, the field is now so bad that you can't really make any type of cuts.
So our director, Adam McCune, also my father, just texted me saying, I think Uziel's nickname is now Spin Cycle.
Spin Cycle. All right, listen, you get these nicknames different ways, right? I mean, Alan Potvin, who's not with us today, he's on. We gave him a day off. He's created a lot of nicknames over the years, and maybe Spin Cycle works.
So Ryan Cody's going to have the ball for the
wow,
first
he
time
spins
here.
too,
I know.
and he gets upended at about the 24-yard line.
So I think we're just collectively naming the class of 2022 Spin
Well,
Cycle.
I do like Spin Cycle. No, I like Uzi's Spin Cycle name.
Oboyo.
Yeah, he's back.
Or like Uzi Oboyo.
Or as opposed to other washing machine parts, the agitator or something.
The detergent.
The detergent.
Because he cleans up the field.
He's the Spin Cycle. I like that.
He is the dryer lint collector.
Yeah, and that's a keeper by the quarterback.
He's just so big.
He is,
Oh,
and
he's met there by 73. That is Thomas Patterson, who I think combated that size a little bit.
Yeah, Thomas Patterson is. How big is that guy?
They don't have their weights listed either.
He's got to be close to 300.
He's got to be close to 300.
Yeah. 4th and 2, and Goffstown
is going for it. It looks like.
Yeah.
I don't think you can really pooch kick it here unless you just tap that ball to the 1 yard line.
And I think even the opposing team would know that you're just going to run the ball. And there's not going to be any secrets here. We're not going to be passing it. So
they're out of that little muddy part. So we could see Uzi break one here.
And the quarterback keeps it, and he's going to get stopped.
So another big body, number 75. Keegan Murphy.
Yeah, and he was right there, so there was no place for Strickland to go. And Goffstown will now go on defense with under 3.5 to play. Again, running time here at Goffstown High School. So, Broden, let's talk about Goffstown's season. They started off at 0-3. They lost to Merrimack, Nashua, North, and Bedford. And since that time, they've peeled off 6 straight wins.
Yeah.
And if you told me after that third game that Goffstown would even be in contention to make the playoffs, I probably would have laughed at you. But give a lot of credit to the coaching staff. Give a ton of credit to the seniors. And I talked to a couple of the seniors.
So you're going to see Axel Cabello come out.
And you got what looks like Troy Ostrander there.
And it's a handoff up the middle, and I like the way he protects the ball, and he gets tackled by number 40. So getting back to Goffstown, they could have packed up their tent and gone home, but in talking to some of these seniors at practice, they didn't want their season to end. Some of these guys have played for 4 years. They've been in some big football games, and they didn't like the path that they were on. So give credit to the senior class especially, and who fought back, and their coaching staff. They never gave up, and to end the season 6-3 is just a really strong testament to the fight that Goffstown football has in it, and its coaching staff. Here comes a throw, and that's a duck, and that's going to be intercepted
by Brandon Demers. He's got to cut back, and he's not going to get much. It was a good return, but
yeah, I mean that was just the ball was just laid up there, and these are plays that Demers makes, and getting interception in a varsity game, it's a big accomplishment. It's a highlight, yeah.
All his teammates are smacking his helmet there as he's coming off. Now,
so we know what part of the field will probably need to get resodded in the spring.
Most of it.
Yeah,
that's
I mean
the part.
It is a swath of grass that's from the 30 to 40 yard line.
So Strickland's going to come back out as quarterback.
And this is the super slippery part. I think
they're just going to kneel here because we've got about 50 seconds left.
And so I want to thank all of our friends at GTV Sports as Goffstown's going to take a knee here and to end the game. They'll have to do it one more time. But I want to thank Broden McCune, our director, Adam McCune, who's in the studio giving you all those instant replays, and Ty Gallagher on camera. And again, for those of you in the audience, if you like what you see on GTV and on
if
YouTube,
you don't like what you see, you can come help us too.
Yeah, please. So we could use help. There's always the room for improvement here, and we try to do our best.
They're not going to kneel one more time.
They don't have to kneel one more time.
So the refs just said you guys can pack up.
Okay,
get warm.
So with that said, Goffstown will prevail against Keene. 46-6 will be your final score. Stay tuned for next week. I'm not sure if we'll be able to do a live broadcast from Bedford, but we will be at Bedford High School next Saturday as Goffstown takes on the Bulldogs of Bedford in the first round of the Division I playoffs. So with that, on behalf of all of the crew at GTV Sports, my name is Scott Gross, and we'll see you next week. Take care.